In today's virtual work world, a digital online portfolio is essential to help you get a first step in the door towards an opportunity at either remote work or working within a field that really requires adaptability with digital tools. It's important with a digital portfolio that you're able to showcase and express not only your technical skills, but your ability to pull items together and represent yourself with a digital online brand that can showcase your skills even if you're not meeting in person. So now let's talk a little bit about what you might want to consider putting into a digital online portfolio. We're going to focus here on the area of remote jobs, but I think many of these elements could work for almost any position. First, be sure that your digital portfolio has an About Me section. In this area, you're going to provide your name, your location, your level of experience in the area that you're seeking a position in, your professional background, such as prior positions. Utilize the About Me area to establish your personal brand. This may or may not include an entire resume or curriculum vitae to showcase who you are, but you want to be selective in that people want to continue looking through your digital portfolio and don't get stopped just in the About Me section. It should quickly convey who you are, your remote or in-person work experience, and the value you bring to the table. The next area you want to take a look at is an area you could call work samples or case studies. This is a location where you can showcase prior work experience, projects that you've worked on, and give a context to the type of work you've done in the past. Not only describing skills that you utilize to complete projects, but also show finished projects. One suggestion here is to outline the problem, the project, and the process that you utilized to help create these projects or work on these specific programs or opportunities to showcase what you've done in the workplace. Be specific about software that you utilized, project tools that you utilized, and the satisfaction of the customer or the client. You should also think about a skills and tools area of your digital portfolio. This is going to be an area that you can talk about specific technical and work skills that you've acquired. You can speak to your ability to utilize specific software, specific project management tools, and speak to how they've worked both in more remote work environments and if you've used them in in-person work. The ability in which you're going to be able to showcase that you've utilized tools like Trello, Slack, project management tools, and you've used them effectively within a work environment is essential, specifically for remote work opportunities and for in-person opportunities, but also that employers can see that you speak of these tools in a way that you see the effectiveness in them. And of course, balancing your showcase of soft and hard skills. It's great to have a lot of technical skills to help you land a position and have others understand you have the technical skill, but it's also important for people to understand that you know how to collaborate, communicate in person, even consider including a video of you and others working together on a project, something to showcase that you can speak to that ability of working online, collaborating, sharing ideas, moving projects forward. Testimonials and recommendations. These are tremendously helpful. Now, it's important to have a testimonial or recommendation from people who work in your field who can speak to what you've provided, not only in a project, but maybe in a day-to-day working environment, and be sure to be able to balance testimonials from managers who can speak to your reliability and responsibility to roles, and also to colleagues who can speak to their ability to communicate with you and work effectively. And if you're looking for a remote position, be sure that this is also explained within the portfolio or described by one of your recommendations. This is another great place where if you can get a short 30-second or 45-second video of a quick recommendation from someone who you've worked with, it's amazingly powerful. So now let's talk about one of the biggest questions you need to think about with a digital portfolio for remote work or in-person work: the platform. How are you going to put these pieces together and showcase it online? The first thing to think about is a professional website. There are a lot of great website services out there that make it very easy to get up and going very quickly. Sites like Wix, Hostinger has amazing resources for websites. Squarespace, or even WordPress are all places that you can quickly put an online presence up and begin designing it for others to see. But take your time. Be sure that you are expressing yourself effectively and efficiently with the templates that are available and the available features. One of the first steps would always be to start developing the copy for these sections that we've been speaking about. Maybe laying it out all on paper first and then thinking about moving into the website. Now, for creatives, there are a wide variety of options. There's sites like Behance. You can even use YouTube to make a slideshow or a grouping of videos that you've produced. Now, it's important that you showcase your creative ability in a platform that showcases the quality and detail of your work. And if there's a platform that specifically aligns with your type of work, it's going to be a great opportunity to also add additional details. So Behance is often used because it's owned by Adobe, and Adobe platform has a wide variety of tools. So the people who utilize Behance are often photographers, videographers, or designers who are used to using Adobe tools, and Behance becomes a location to then take those amazing projects that people have been working on and showcase them through Behance. And often people who are working in creative fields have a Behance account and can easily find the other person searchable. Now, if you're an IT professional or programmer, you may want to think about sites which showcase your code repositories, GitHub or CodePen, which are locations in which you can upload your code, showcase projects, allow those to test your projects, and showcase your ability to work within a community. That's a huge piece of being a remote worker, is that you can showcase your ability to be flexible and available, and you've also worked independently enough to have your own resources out there that other people are either using or creating with. You're going to find that each creative area, D area, or marketing area has a specific sub-location where people collaborate and share ideas. You want to identify that area and network within it. Those can often be found by utilizing groups on LinkedIn. The next big step with putting together a digital portfolio for remote or in-person jobs is user experience and navigation. This is an incredibly important point because people need to see your work. So if it becomes difficult to navigate the platform or the site that you've chosen, you want to take that into account. You want to make sure that it's easy to navigate between the sections that I've already described, that people can find resources quickly. And if there are links in there, they don't take you too far away from your portfolio, so that they don't go somewhere and go down a rabbit hole. Maybe, specific YouTube video that maybe isn't yours, or that doesn't take them to your YouTube channel to see more content. Make sure that it's something that opens up and keeps them witnessing your content and learning more about you and becoming intrigued with you. Also, test how responsive it is on mobile devices. The button size changes, the images change, and are responsive on phones, because much of these sites are also going to be accessed through phones as much as regular computers. So ultimately, make it easy for the others to find your content online and learn all about you with easily accessible contact information as well. And another huge part is visual appeal and branding. Here I would suggest to keep it simple if you're not sure. Maybe keep a monochrome black and white, or only introduce one color, but keep it simple so many people are attracted to the streamlined look of your online portfolio. If you want to take a chance somewhere, that's great. But remember, if you're trying to market yourself to a wide range of people, you need to fit a wide range of aesthetic taste. And be sure that maybe you have your own personal brand, whether it's your name, a small logo, something that people can remember you by as they go page to page or look at your content. And definitely keep that personal online branding through other social accounts such as LinkedIn, Instagram, or any other way that you're showcasing yourself online, and with the same color schemes and font styles if you decide to go even deeper. And when possible, consider embedded presentations, videos, digital media content that showcases your work within the page so they are not taken away from your portfolio. At the end of the day, try to keep your aesthetic within a couple simple fields: minimalistic, creative, or corporate. You may probably balance between two of those, but it's your call. But also think about who you're trying to address. Consistent design elements across not only your portfolio but other social media helps present a professional image. Now, in the case that you are going to tailor your portfolio for specific opportunities in the remote or in-person world, let's talk about a couple points related to that. If you find yourself going for specific types of positions, maybe it's marketing, digital marketing, versus maybe a user experience design position or a graphic design position versus a sales position, you want to think about how your portfolio components need to reflect those different options. Because even though they are closely related in some ways, the people looking at your portfolio are probably looking for one of those specific areas. So definitely think about how you need to tailor your portfolio in terms of materials to fit those areas. And if you are in the IT sector or looking for a job in cybersecurity or any other technical area, you're going to want to think about, how am I going to showcase my ability to do that? Maybe there's certifications that I want people to access and see. Maybe there are videos of me troubleshooting devices or understanding that I understand IT concepts, or maybe there's some sample code repositories that I want others to see that I know how to build and showcase. All of these are going to help send the message of the specific type of role that you want. So if there is something you are specifically going for, you need to highlight those, because if people go to your online portfolio and it's too broad, people might not understand not only the skills you have, but your you're not able to also showcase the real skills that you have maybe above others. And you may be able to keep this simple. You may have the opportunity to create multiple different types of pages if you have skills in different areas. Maybe one page is for coding, maybe one page is for your design skills, maybe one page is for photography skills, but maybe you don't showcase them all the time. Maybe you have a way of hiding pages certain times. Maybe you have ways of just testing your content as you begin to apply for jobs and want to see what will work. But at the end of the day, make sure it's cohesive for what you want. And as you get closer to job applications and applying for specific things, look at all your components and see if it's sending the same message around what you want for the jobs you're applying for. And if you're looking to work remotely, be sure to include projects that showcase your ability to work remotely. Projects that require a lot of collaboration or very specific tools. Be sure you speak up to these projects and what you're able to do to work within that type of environment. Consider how you manage timelines, worked with different tools, and collaborated to have a final productive result. A customized overview of your portfolio is also suggested, something that lays the groundwork of the components that are included. This could be almost understood as an index to the components of the portfolio. In this area, you could also explain why you're perfect for a specific type of role and what your skills are that contribute to that role. Next, we get into promotion of your digital portfolio. Let's talk a little bit about how you can share and promote your portfolio across social media and other platforms. Of course, have a link to your digital portfolio within your LinkedIn profile. Also, I would consistently link it in any sort of content writing that you do within your industry that is shared online, whether it was on X or on LinkedIn or any other platform in which you're using it for professional purposes. This will help give context to who you are, the type of work you do, and give people an opportunity to get to know you. You could also consider just sharing a certain page of your portfolio. If you want to speak about something that you're currently working on, being a way of describing current project work, if you develop it further, you could showcase just an individual link to a specific project, which shows how you did that project and the value the project brought to others. Portfolio link not only on the LinkedIn profile, but also within resumes, within cover letters, and it's going to be a key piece to sell your personal brand. And once you have this key component built, this digital portfolio, it's going to be something that when you meet new people online in virtual environments, or you're collaborating on LinkedIn on something specific, you can share the link. Let them know who you are, what you've done in the past, and how it contributes to people understanding your skill set. In follow-up emails after job applications or interview calls, your personal portfolio link is going to send a message around your qualifications for the job. So utilize that link in a variety of capacities to help continue communicating who you are and engage people with the content. And one important thing to think about is SEO, search engine optimization for your digital portfolio. As you're working up the content and developing a framework for your portfolios, what keywords are related to your job search or you feel like you identify with your career development? This could include graphic design, this could include video editing, this could include content writing, digital marketing. These are all keywords that can help you get started. Do deeper research into what types of keywords people are searching for people who have your skills and ability. And then what you want to do is make sure that these keywords are embedded within your content in descriptions, in writing that you're doing, video tags, or other content tags that you're sharing online and within your portfolio. If you're looking for remote work, be sure the remote work or remote skills or that term remote work is within those tags aligned with the types of positions you want. And this is probably the most difficult part in the long run, is just keeping it updated. If you're working on projects, be sure that you are also thinking about how can I build this towards the future, adding certain links, keeping a diary maybe of your experiences with work projects that you feel like you want to add to your digital portfolio. And you might also want to trim projects off of your portfolio as your skills change, especially if you're starting out, your skills are going to adapt over time, and what may seem really effective at one point may change as your skills and abilities change. So also keep that in mind. You don't want to have an outdated portfolio out there either. You probably want to consider updating the skills, the links, the resources, or at least doing a full review of this portfolio once to twice a year, making sure that it's updated with what you required for skills, and even more often if you are a contractor or a freelance worker. Also make sure that you take some time, potentially review updates to the trend and style and the look and feel of the portfolio. I wouldn't change it too often, but make sure that it doesn't look dated, it has an aesthetic that is attractive, and make sure that you're getting feedback from others on its effectiveness. This is one thing that will help you think about what types of changes you may want to make. But be sure you get feedback from those who really understand what you're going for. That can be industry peers, mentors, people who you may rely on for some coaching, or just you care about their opinion and you trust their opinion. And be sure at the same time you do an inventory of what you feel like is essential to change and what you feel like you want to keep. So the power of a digital portfolio is tremendous. It definitely shows that you care about the content you're putting out online. It shows that you are open to communicating the things that you've worked on and completed, as well as the skills that you utilized in those projects. Ultimately, make sure that it's well organized, communicates what you intend, and take your time developing it. Don't begin a digital portfolio the night before a job application. Take the time in advance to think about the type of content you want, what it needs to have, what you want to show, get feedback and opinions from those that you care about the opinion from, and put it together and think about it as a work in progress, but having it look the way you want to. It's going to help you stand out. So for some next steps, I would consider generating some documentation, some content writing for the pages I talked about that could be essential to the portfolio. Start drafting that out, envisioning the outline, and start thinking about the types of content you may want to add within that outline and how you want to express it. At the end of the day, it's your design to what you want to put forward, but it's tremendously valuable because it's showing how you care about putting these pieces forward for others to see. And ultimately, it could be tremendously beneficial as a conversation starter or way of showcasing your skills to get you the position for that remote position, in-person position in a wide variety of fields.